Hello folks, welcome back to the studio. In front of me here, we have two motorcycle covers from the brand Oxford. And we recently did a video going through various different brands of motorcycle cover that we stock, going through their details and which one might be best for you. You can check out that video if you want to. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into two specific covers here today, the Aquatex or the Aquatex Pro, the new and improved version. Both of these still available on the Urban Rider website. And maybe you're looking at this, you have an Aquatex and you're wondering whether it's worth going for the upgrade, or maybe you're new to covers in general and you're wondering whether or not to go for the slightly more expensive Aquatex Pro. And I think for most people, the answer is going to be yes, but I'll get to that in a few moments. The benefits of a motorcycle cover are fairly obvious, but in case you've never considered it before, then obviously they help weatherproof your bike if it's parked outside. In the summer when it's getting blasted with UV, or in the winter where it's getting blasted with rain, potentially even snow. These do a great job of making sure that it stays out of the rain. These are waterproof, obviously, that it is protected from UV. And although it can't stop your bike from being stolen, it definitely helps make it less of a target as well, so that's always a good thing. The Aquatex, then, is Oxford's most popular motorcycle cover. I think regardless of brand, actually, is the best-selling motorcycle cover, and you will definitely have seen these covering bikes across the land. There's a few different reasons for its popularity. Firstly, it comes in a variety of different shapes and sizes, and you will definitely be able to find one that fits your bike. They do it in a few different colors as well. It is waterproof, which obviously is going to be key for covers. It is lightweight and portable, so you can bring it with you. That's a huge benefit. And it's durable enough. I will get on to durability in a few moments again. Probably the biggest factor in its popularity, though, is the value for money. So these start at around £25. Motorcycle covers are one of the things that people don't want to invest a huge amount of money in, but we would say it's kind of relative to the value of your bike or how safe you want to keep your bike. Actually, it is worth investing often a little bit more money to get something a little bit tougher. Same with locks. I think it's a similar kind of mentality depending on the value, obviously, of your bike. But for a lot of people, the affordability of this is going to be really appealing. Now, although this is a tough motorcycle cover, and I believe they guarantee them for at least 2 years, but they do extensive testing on them to make sure they are hard wearing. Obviously, it lives outside, it needs to be hard wearing. You will periodically have to, or expect to, change your cover, and I'm saying that from my own personal experience of having used these in the past. They do a good job, but every few years you do need to get a new one, from my experience at least. And Oxford are aware of this, which is why they make more premium covers and why they've made a Pro version of the Aquatex. So this is similarly still very affordable. These start around £40, but there is a decent upgrade, a really decent upgrade in the choice of materials, therefore the toughness, the waterproofing, the UV protection as well, and a bunch of other practical features across it as well, which just make it a little bit easier to live with. Now, the first and most obvious change with their Pro covers is a visual one. They're available in black versus the silver and black of the standard Aquatex. Have no fear for visibility though, the logo is still reflective, so it will pick up car headlights. The outer material on the Aquatex Pro is noticeably thicker, tougher, more durable. It uses a 210 denier polyester as opposed to the 190T polyester of the standard Aquatex. Additionally, both of these covers use double-stitched seams, which you'll find on all of Oxford's covers. A word of caution with any motorcycle cover, they will always recommend to let the bike cool down at least a little bit before you put the cover on. That is true of these covers and their more premium covers and other brands as well, because obviously exhausts get very, very hot and you don't want to melt the cover to the exhaust. Both of these covers do a great job of protecting your bike from UV rays to maintain the paintwork of your bike, but also to make sure the cover itself still looks fresh after a few years, that it doesn't look too tatty, that it maintains its color fastness, vivid color to the outside. They have their own test facility and they put these through extensive testing. I believe it's called a QUV accelerated weather test. But basically it's an accelerated version of what it would experience outside. So they put it through cycles of UV, through heat, through moisture, just to check that they are as durable as they claim. The Aquatex does a good job, but there is one standout winner, and that will be the Pro. Another thing they're able to test at the facility is waterproofing. Both of these covers are fully waterproof and they have a waterproof coating. The difference between them, however, is that the Aquatex Pro has taped seams internally, which is a better way of doing it. You may have noticed taped seams on the outside on other covers, and that is quite harsh when it comes to weathering It is a better method to actually tape it on the inside and more durable as a result of that. I don't actually have a waterproof rating, sadly, for the standard Aquatex, but the Pro version, I can tell you, is rated at 8,000 millimeters. The only other differences to point out are for the ease of use. So on the standard Aquatex, we have one lock hole on the front wheel if you want to put a lock through the cover to the bike, securing the cover to the bike, and that's always recommended to do. But on the Aquatex Pro, you actually have two lock holes, so on the front wheel or the rear wheel, if you want to use one or either or both of those. And you also have two straps as well to secure the cover on the Aquatex Pro versus the one strap on the standard Aquatex. So on those windier days, when you want to make sure that the cover is more securely mounted to your bike and it will help with durability, then having two straps is very useful. It's pretty clear then what difference all of these improvements have made to the cover. They've addressed everything that could be considered a weakness of the Aquatex and still managed to make it affordable. So you get a lot more value with not a lot more money. These are still around £40, so great value for money. And for most people, it really would be my recommendation. Obviously, the Aquatex still exists if people want to go that route, and I'm sure this will still sell well, then you can find that on our website as well. Likewise, if you want to go for a more premium one with more features, then they have other options, and you can check out that video comparison we did if you want to. Links for all of these can be found in the description, and I'll see you soon. Bye.